looking for accommodation is one factor you need to put into place when you are coming in. I think it's also important to prepare your finances for accommodation, because even when you initially arrive, you immediately don't have a room from the scholarship. That's another thing I always tell people. Before you're able to settle down, it takes time.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today, you know what is going on. Today we have a guest and she's going to go on ahead and introduce herself. But then you guys know her. She's been on this channel before, but then she's still going to introduce herself for the people that don't know her. So please, Tess, introduce yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Anita, for having me again. I'm glad to be here again with another video. And yeah, my name is Tess. So I'm a Kenyan currently based in Germany, but I was studying and living in Italy before. So yeah, I also have a YouTube channel mainly talking about moving to Italy, studying in Italy, and everything. Somehow abroad, a little bit of Germany as well. So yeah, you can check out my channel, Ashanti and Kikuyu. But yeah, we are here again to do another video. So yeah, I hope to be able to answer all your questions, most of them. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we have a couple of questions from, you guys. So we're going to answer. So this is going to be like a Q&A session. And
Yeah,
then also we're going to talk about some of the things for you to do the moment you get in, and then how to kind of like your way around learning the Italian language. So basically it's going to
yeah.
be a mixture of all of this. So
Mm-hmm.
the first question I have here is
Yeah.
she's
Mm-hmm.
asking, will it be a problem if the money is withdrawn already before like residence permit in Italy? So probably the bank statements that you provided, maybe when you come
Yeah.
in, the
Mm-hmm.
money is withdrawn, probably you kind of like get it how it is.
Actually, yeah, most of the time, the residence permit, you don't really need to provide bank statement. Most of the time, yeah, it's true. They will need you to show like some proof of fund, maybe in Italy, like a bank account in Italy. But from your country, normally they don't really go for that. It's mostly like since you're in Italy, they need everything from Italy. So the bank statement and sometimes they are not really like it's a must for you to provide it. Sometimes they are lenient on it, sometimes they are not.
Yeah,
So it
that's
depends
true.
also with the region. So bank statement is usually the last thing really, but
The request.
because normally with the residence permit here, you have to apply it immediately you get to Italy. So within the first 8 days, you need to apply for your residence permit. And
Okay.
normally you don't really have like all documents gathered, maybe like a bank account in Italy, things like that. So most of the time, especially like the first residence permit, they are not really particular on like you need to provide a bank statement or not. Mostly it's your enrollment, your fiscal code, your passport, and yeah, like showing you have like you've paid for the health insurance there. So
Insurance.
most of the
Okay.
time, yeah, that's what they really need. Maybe on now when you're renewing the second year is when they'll probably either ask you for the scholarship or now like at least some sort of money in your bank, something like that.
Like that. Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the bank statement, especially at the beginning, it's usually really, they don't really need it. Most of the
Yeah.
time, even when I applied for the students that have applied, they don't really ask for the bank statement.
Statement. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because usually the university recommends that you show the same document or the same bank statements that you use during the visa application. You add
Mm-hmm.
it to the documents that
Which,
you
because
submit.
again, yeah, these things depends on the regions. Because
Yeah,
regions in Italy are all different, really.
different.
The
Yeah.
regions I've been to, they are not really particular on the bank statement, really.
Okay.
They are
Okay.
not. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's really good that we put it out there that it depends on the region,
It
because
really
this
depends
person
on the
might just
region.
take it and run with it,
Yeah,
and
and run
then they
with it.
withdraw the money And then later
Yeah,
they'll be like, aha,
it's true. Yeah,
yeah,
it depends on the region. Because some regions, and then another thing I keep saying, like in Italy, if you've lived there, you know how every time they change the law,
yeah,
like today you wake up something new. So you can never really know what to expect. They change the
exactly.
law a lot. So
Hmm.
every time
Exactly.
something new.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
sure. That's
something
absolutely
new
true.
almost every time.
That's true. That's
So
true.
yeah, it
So
would depend.
it will depend. It will depend. And then
Yeah.
if you are
Yeah.
coming in, if the bank statement that you provided for the visa
Mm-hmm.
showing that like that is what you're going to use to take care of yourself while you are in Italy, I don't
Yeah.
think it's advisable for you to quickly withdraw the money after you get the visa.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's not really, but most of the time they don't really follow up with it.
Hmm.
Sometimes they just want to see proof and that's it. They will not like really, really follow up on it. But yeah, it's sometimes you can just wait until you're able to like process your documents and stuff once you and
Hmm.
then you can withdraw the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they don't really follow up much on that.
On that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, in instances where you do not win the accommodation, like maybe the
Yeah.
scholarship, you don't get accommodation, how do
Mm,
you go about, maybe if you want to be in the apartment, like of the
yeah.
regional body,
Yeah.
how do you go
Yeah.
about that?
Oof. That's another one. So now if you're not with a scholarship, that means you're on your own. So that
Yeah.
means you have to look for your own accommodation.
Hmm.
So the only way to go about that is just looking on the websites in Italy that do offer accommodations. That's
Hmm.
there is no shortcut. It's either you're with a scholarship or you're not. So
Okay.
if you're on your own, you have to do everything on your own,
On your
looking for
own.
accommodation. And most of the time it's really not easy, especially looking for accommodation as a new student. It's really not easy. I think that's usually one of the biggest challenge students experience once they get to Italy.
Hmm.
So, yeah, looking for accommodation is one factor you need to put into place when you're coming in. I think it's also important to prepare your finances for accommodation because
Hmm.
even when you initially arrive, you immediately don't have a room from the scholarship. That's another thing I always tell people. Before you're able to settle down, it takes time because you come the scholarship sometimes they need to allocate rooms. So for example, if you came in August or
Hmm.
September, the
Hmm.
rooms are usually allocated maybe from October.
Okay.
So a whole month, where are you staying? You need to know how where you'll be staying. So if you know somebody in Italy, good for you if they
For
can
you.
accommodate you. If not, you need to cater for your own accommodation. Sometimes too also you've won the scholarship, but the scholarship board has so many students and they cannot allocate everyone a room.
A room.
So
Okay.
sometimes they put you on the waiting list and then once
Hmm.
a room is free, they call you.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes that usually happens. So if you are in that situation too, it's like somehow you still need to cater for your own accommodation
Accommodation.
before you are able to like get a room with a scholarship and stuff like that. So for the accommodation, I would say prepare your money because it's not easy. Because if for example at the beginning you come, you have to stay at a hotel or an Airbnb or a hostel. All that is money you have to pay every single day.
Consequently.
So yeah, like last year I had students who really had issues with accommodation and they were staying in hotels and they are paying so much money every single day. So yeah, for the accommodation they really need to prepare for it.
Separate. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
there are different websites you can look for accommodation in Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Housing anywhere.
like Subito, all those stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
There are different websites. Maybe we can share with them
Yeah. Yeah.
on the
You can
description
check.
box.
You can check
Yeah,
on housing anywhere. You can check
yeah,
on. They have one other one. Just like she mentioned, Subito, but then I
yeah.
usually don't.
But housing anywhere, sometimes it's not all cities in Italy that are included. Could
That's
be
true.
mainly maybe the big cities. But if you're
Yeah.
probably going to a smaller city, it could not be there. So
Hmm.
things like Subito, immobiliare.it.
Easter.
I think all those links I'll probably send them to Anita, and then she can
Put
probably
it
put them in the, yeah,
in the
in the
description. Okay.
description box. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
accommodation is a big one. It's
Okay.
a big one.
Big
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's true. Then the
Yeah.
next question has to do. The next question has to do with, there are students that are coming in and then they
Yeah.
want to use the original scholarship as proof of funds.
Yeah.
Can they asking, can they use the original scholarship as proof of funds for the visa?
So as proof of funds for their visa or once they get to Italy?
No, proof
For
of
their
funds for the
visa?
visa application.
No. They don't grant it. I've never had any time the scholarship has granted you like this thing as proof of funds, because if you won the scholarship they need to provide you that letter, and most of the time that list, if it comes out, is not the final list, because once you get to Italy you need to provide all the documents in physical form, the original documents, the
Mm-hmm.
easy, you need to do the easy, you need to provide that family declaration form.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the final list only comes out after you're in Italy. So that cannot be your proof of funds.
Proof of funds. That's
Yeah,
actually
you will need the bank statement.
okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
guys, I hope you heard that. You need your bank
Yeah, the
statement.
scholarship can never be proof of unless it's a different kind of scholarship, but the regional scholarship, it can never be the proof of funds.
Of funds. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because before they can grant you like a letter to say, oh, you've won the scholarship, the
Mhm.
final list needs to come out. So if probably you've won and it's like the initial list and you're still in that's not the final list.
So,
Yeah, they need to like control the documents, you provide your easy once you arrive, and that is usually done once you arrive in
once
Italy.
you're
That's
already meeting
yeah. For proof of funds, you guys need to provide a bank
a
statement.
bank statement. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the next question is on the provisional results that was released for Lazio Disco. Okay. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I think the person had incongruence present. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
for verification of recognition or shortening of career, so that means Lazio was saying that this problem can cause, can block their ranking on the list. So in
Mm-hmm.
such instance, like what do they do about it?
So people should take note that these scholarships, yeah, because they are granting it to so many students. So any small issue for them to deny you the scholarship, they will do it.
They will
So
do it.
that's what usually happens with these regional scholarships. So that's why I
Hmm.
tell people, if you're applying, you make sure your documents are correct.
Mm-hmm.
The year, make sure the year they're asking for it's exactly the year they're asking for. The document is properly detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, small mistake like this, they will just mess you up. Yeah,
Yes,
they
yeah,
will
that's
just
true.
deny you the scholarship. Yeah, so it
That's
could be that's the issue, but I
okay.
don't know exactly. Yeah,
Exactly. Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay. So the next question is on expenses. Okay. Like
yeah.
what are some of the first expenses?
Mm-hmm.
The moment you
They
come
should.
into the country
Yeah.
as a student.
Okay, so as I had said, the first thing you need to look out for is your accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you the exact amount because I don't know where
Okay.
you'll be staying and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, prepare money for accommodation. So if you're probably at the beginning staying in a hotel, if you're looking for the cheapest hotel, will probably be like 50 euro a night, which is
Mm-hmm.
really a lot, I know, for a student. But there are cheaper options like Airbnbs or hostels. There are also
Yeah.
certain hostels that you could, yeah, get for affordable prices. Um, Also, your residence permit. So for the residence permit, you could prepare something around 250 euro. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes also again regions vary in Italy.
Very. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
regions vary. And then also your health insurance. Your health insurance, if you need to do the yearly one, that's usually about 150 euro for students.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then maybe your transportation. If you need to be buying tickets, sometimes if you newly come, you probably need to take taxi, things like that. So yeah, your transportation as well, and
Okay.
then your food, what you basically be eating once
Eating.
you're there. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And then if you do have the scholarship, you do not need to pay for the school fees, because obviously once the scholarship gives you the letter, you just take it to the student
It's
office. And yeah, even though sometimes also they may ask you to pay at the beginning,
an
then once the
installment.
scholarship is here, they will give you back the money.
The money.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes that usually does happen as well.
It
So they
does.
can ask you to pay, and then once you get the scholarship and everything is okay, then the scholarship gives you back, reimburses you
Yes.
the money.
Money. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, guys, like I don't know, like when you're coming in, estimate
Mhm.
around. I don't just estimate around
At
something.
least 2,000 euro,
It
because now
is.
also with the inflation, everything is just, at least you should have 2,000 euro with you on the side. That is
On the
just at
side.
least the minimum. Yeah, because
Exactly.
people think even though you've won scholarship that you just come and no, like there's so much. Even me who
Exactly.
knew somebody, it was still expensive.
Hmm.
Like you need a lot of money, especially at the beginning,
At
before
the
you can
beginning.
settle down. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Settle in
So
takes up a lot of money.
money, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
good for you to just
And you're
come
stranded.
in with nothing. That is why the money in your bank like account, it should actually be something you can use when you come in. So you can get a source of money to do all of these
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah,
Don't
normal,
come
most
out
of the
here.
time when we say you've gotten scholarship, that doesn't mean that that's it. You should just come empty-handed. Oh, that's like the worst mistake you could ever
You're
make,
going
because
to
you
do
just come and you're stranded. You just don't
stranded.
go to a country and you're empty-handed. God, and you don't even know anyone. Now you need to prepare at least the minimum 2,000 euro with
2,000
you.
euros when you're coming
Yeah,
in
that's
for
the
first time
least you need to have
expenses.
with you. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you need to. Okay,
yeah.
next up, a question on whether you can study masters with your HND. Which universities,
Mm,
which universities in Italy
yeah.
allow
HND is like a diploma, yeah.
higher national diploma? That is for
Yeah,
like three
national
years.
diploma. We don't have it, but I think for masters mostly they do require the bachelors. Really,
Most
I've not really
universities
had
do.
situations where yeah people can do a master's with that. Really, I don't
Yeah.
know, because with the DOV they always ask for, it's usually to confirm whether that your education system is equivalent to the Italian education system. So
Mhm.
if they control and check, oh, this is not, it's not, it doesn't go hand in hand with the Italian education system, then they will not consider it. Because the DOV they ask you for is mainly to confirm whatever you did in your country, if it's equivalent to the Italian educational system. So if it's not, then they will not consider it. They will probably ask you to do a bachelor's or provide a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah,
Because I remember in the past, someone actually did share a couple of universities that
that do.
accept. Yeah, but then as
Uh-huh.
long as these are not verified, we cannot kind of like put it
Yeah,
out there because
for that one,
you
yeah,
don't
I
know.
cannot. Yeah, because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I've never had situations where people come with yeah, with a diploma.
And then they
Mm,
were able to study masters. So this
yeah.
that is something we cannot really
Yeah, that's
check
something we
on.
can confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Then the next question is around like when you come in, can
Mm-hmm.
you be able to, move to other, another country in the EU, probably
In the
after you're done with
EU.
your studies and all of that.
Mainly, it's usually possible. Yeah. This, I think, a broad topic. Probably we can do in another video.
Okay.
So obviously, once you get the Italian permit, it's a Schengen. It's a part of the Schengen countries, so you can easily move around Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So that is just mainly to visit, and the maximum amount of time you can visit is probably for like 3 months. So normally, if you need to move to another country, it's possible. For example, you can decide to move through university, so you can decide to apply for probably another program in another country, and you
Mm-hmm.
move through that. So
Okay.
another way is moving through like a job. If you're able to find a job in another country, you can
Mm-hmm.
move through that as well. So
Mm-hmm.
another one is through family, like how I was able to move.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, move. I think that's a topic we can be able to
To do
it's a
talk
broad
more
topic
in
because
depth.
it's not
Yeah.
something you just say, yeah, you just move. Like there
Move.
are certain things you need to know before you
You
just take
can.
a step and move. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But
yeah.
then
It's
regarding like
possible. Yeah.
maybe visiting other
Oh yeah,
countries, that one it's
yeah. For
possible.
that one is very possible. That's
Possible.
actually one of the benefits of being in Europe and
Okay.
having like that Schengen. You're able to like travel around to so
Okay.
many different European
Okay.
countries.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. When we
yeah.
do have time, we can talk more about like,
Yeah,
particularly just
yeah,
moving
that it's really broad. Yeah,
abroad.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not something you just yeah you just move. Yeah, there are different things you need to
We
know.
to consider. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Then the next question is that of when you come in, how
Yeah.
long will it take for you to get like, your permanent residence?
So the thing is, yeah, from the things that I've had right now, yeah, things are pretty different. Like our
Mm-hmm.
time will go. So what happens is when you come within 8 days, you're supposed to report to the questura.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like you apply for your residence permit. So normally once you post the document, they're supposed to give you a date when you're supposed to go for your fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
And these dates, our time, it could be within 3 weeks you get your date. Now I'm
Okay.
hearing even months.
3 months. They gave me 3 months.
Some people even 6 months. So oh my god. So right now it's tough. Like things have really changed. So it's not that you just come and you just get your documents immediately. You need to be at least 6 months period before you can get your permit. Before
Wow.
within 2 3 months you could have your permit already ready. But now it's taking time, and also it depends with the city because the
Yeah.
city some cities too it's even longer. So it
Longer.
will really
Yeah.
depend where you are. Italy, it's all
Okay.
about where you are, the
Where you
region
are.
you're in. Yeah, so it does
But then
depend.
how long, but then
Hmm.
how long will you take to like, to get your permanent,
Ah,
the
permanent
EU
stay.
longer? Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The permanent one, yeah, for students is different because you are
Okay.
coming as a student.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you are not paying tax. So the
Okay.
permanent residence usually is you've lived in Italy for at least 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've been paying tax for a certain period of time. So I think they look at the
Mm-hmm.
code you're having. That's what they call
Okay.
it in Italy. Your pay slips and the code and how it amounts to a year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been working for at least 5 years, then you can be able to get it. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're a student, you finish, I think within 3 years of you having a permanent place stay in Italy, you can be able to get it after your graduation. So if
Okay.
probably you graduate and start working for another 3 years,
3
it's
years.
possible. But
Okay.
then for citizenship, that is at least 10 years.
Yeah.
For citizenship, you need at least 10 years of
Mm-hmm.
residence in Italy. So that is if you're getting it through the work way. Like if you're
Work.
getting through
No,
naturalization. Is
no.
it
Mm-hmm.
naturalization? Yeah.
Is it like the normal way or
Yeah, the
how?
normal way of
Mm-hmm.
you paying tax to a country and you acquire your residence
Yes.
or your
Okay.
citizenship through that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're acquiring it through marriage, so you
Marriage.
can acquire it through marriage. It's usually like 2 to 3 years. So through marriage is faster as compared to
Mm-hmm.
somebody who is
Having to
what
work
yeah,
in
having to work
places.
because you need at least 10 years, ten
Mm.
years of you being living in Italy.
So the
Hmm.
10 years is for the citizenship, and then the 5 years is for the permanent
Yeah,
residence.
for the permanent residence, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
so it's not like the moment you just come in, when you enter, you start counting from that day that
No, please.
within 5 years.
But it's also important here. Another thing I will advise students is that once they come, they should get their carta d'identità. That's the one to show you're having residence in a certain place. That one is
Oh,
very
okay.
important because that's the one that is now gonna count the years you've been living in Italy.
Wow, not the
So
permesso.
that's no, 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 no. The permit doesn't count your residency. It's the carta d'identità. So if you
Wow.
actually, that's one thing people don't know. If you just come and you're with it won't count. They don't consider that it's your carta d'identità that considers you have residency in this place. So it's important. That's the trick I tell students. It's important when you come, try and get that carta d'identità, because the moment you get it, that's where they start counting your years in Italy. So make sure
Wow.
also it's active. Like every year, it's active. Otherwise,
Exactly.
you're gonna lose all the years if you don't get the carta d'identità.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much for sharing that.
Yeah, if you most people don't know about it actually. The permit doesn't count the residency. It's not. It's just a permit of stay, but the residency is your carta d'identità.
Uh,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. Good to know. Good to
Yeah.
know. That's really
Yeah,
helpful.
so if like a student will be, if you come and you're serious in terms of you getting your documents, try and get that carta d'identità. Because
Mm,
yeah, once you're able to sort out your residency issue, then you can be able to sort out now your working issues and stuff like that. So
yeah.
yeah, it's important to get that.
Oh,
I
okay.
think something else I could add is I
Mm-hmm.
think once immediately they get to Italy and the things they need to do. So
Okay.
I think
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they usually once you get to Italy is you going to like the university to finish up your enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there they'll be able to help you apply for your codice fiscale. Even though
Okay.
now I think with the pre-enrollment, once you put your details, they're able to like generate your codice fiscale.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think once you get to Italy, codice fiscale is usually like the first thing you need to
That you need
also
to
get.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then with that, now you apply for your residence permit. They fill out
Mm-hmm.
the form in CAF and all those things. And then I think another big thing students usually ask for is the easy. You don't get the easy in your country. The
Mm-hmm.
easy is only done in Italy once you get to Italy.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are online easies right now because now everything is somehow going online.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly you go to CAF. Like CAF is
Mm-hmm.
the government office that is usually in charge of the
Combine calculating or
getting the
helping.
easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to get the easy, you will need that family declaration form. That's what they
Mm-hmm.
usually ask for, especially if you newly come to Italy and you
Mm-hmm.
do not have a bank account. So they will ask you for that family declaration form.
Mm-hmm.
Once you show it to them, then they are able to generate your easy.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I think one other thing we can quickly talk about is, suggestions with how to learn the Italian language when they come in new.
Aha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, how I learned was I somehow did take a course. I think I took a course for like A1, the
Mm-hmm.
basic level one.
Mm-hmm.
And the good thing with Italy usually is there are so many places offering free courses. You will find there are so many like non-benefit organizations that do offer like courses for
Process.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you will find that there are places you can take the Italian courses for free. Sometimes also the universities do offer the Italian courses to like international students
Students.
coming. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can even get credits for that as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are usually universities which offer credits. So credits
Mm-hmm.
is like it's part of the curriculum as
Curriculum.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also I think YouTube, mostly I think interacting with the Italians. And
Yes.
also for me, what helped me mostly was the babysitting jobs I used to do with
Mm-hmm.
kids. So
Children help you
speaking
learn a
with
lot.
kids, yeah, that really helped me learn a lot of Italian. I think that's why I picked up most of my Italian from. I think the best thing practicing it. So if you can at least try and do a course to have like a basic understanding of the language, that will help
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And then try and interacting with them, being with them, with the Italians, even though sometimes I know they are not the most
Mm-hmm.
friendly. Yeah, but I think for me, interacting and talking and teaching the kids I was teaching, they did help me learn the
Mm-hmm.
Italian.
Sign language. Okay.
Yeah, because if
Okay.
you're not interacting, you're not practicing, you never learn it. You never learn
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
So
true.
yeah, just put in the effort to learn the language. I think you'll be
Language.
able to, yeah.
be
you'll be
able
able
to.
to get it. Yeah, yeah. If
That's
especially
actually
for the ladies, if you can be able to get babysitting jobs, because Italians most of the time look for people who can teach their kids, especially English.
mm-hmm.
If you're an English speaker and you can teach kids, I think that will help you really learn the language.
Language. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's
the kids
true.
will help you learn the language very quickly.
Quickly. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then now I think lastly we can talk about, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
scholarships. Okay.
Yeah.
How to ensure that you're able to keep up steady and then you maintain the scholarship. Because if
Mm,
you try to look for a job, how to be able to combine the job with studies.
yeah, with
Because
the
so many people
study.
coming in, they don't want to hear word. You cannot tell them they shouldn't come and work. They want to come and work.
But
Like,
the thing is, yeah, for me, I always tell people, if you are looking for a country where you want to work and study, Italy is not the place. Italy is not the place to come and study and work. Why? There are no jobs. Like it's hard finding jobs, especially for normal people, yeah, normal workers. So imagine you as a student who's just newly coming. You do not have basic language skills, and knowing the Italians, they are mostly it's family affair jobs. So it's Italy is not the place to really come and look for a job. If you want to come and study, yes, but if you want to come and work, Italy is not the place. So the best way for you to maintain your scholarship is simply study and try to pass your exams. At least make sure probably for example like the first year they usually ask for at least 20 credits. So make sure probably if you find that maybe you're having difficulties in your first year of studies, yeah, um try and look for like the simplest courses you could pass the exam
mm-hmm.
that will amount to these credits they're
Right?
asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that will be the best way for you. If you see that you're having difficulty passing exam, try and at least pass the amount of exams or credits you require for you to renew your scholarship. Then coming to the second year, you'll be able to like catch up and stuff. Because normally, if you have 20 credits for the first year, they can add you a total of five. Because usually they need at least 25 for you to renew your scholarship. But if you have 20, the scholarship usually does give you a bonus of 5 credits and you're able to
Okay.
renew your scholarship. Then for the second year, they give you at least 10 credits. So if you
Okay.
have like, so they usually need 80 credits for you to be able to renew your scholarship for the second year. That is if you're doing bachelors. So if you have
Okay.
at least a total of 70 credits, they can give you a bonus of 10 and then you're able to renew your scholarship for the next year.
Yeah.
So the
Okay.
secret is, yeah, when you come, try and see how you can be able to at least pass the exams you require for you to renew your scholarship. Because
Scholarship.
yeah, if you lose the scholarship, I always say it's really hard, and it will be hard for you to focus on your studies if
Studies.
you are, yeah, if you don't
Yeah.
have any financial support or yeah, of
Yeah.
means, yeah, of you
Okay.
surviving and living in Italy.
Okay. Okay.
Because don't
Okay.
say you're gonna rely on job in Italy. Really, it's hard. It's
Yes,
hard.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's
hard.
true.
Yeah.
So I remember a student was asking, with the 20 credits, he had, I think, 18 or 17. He was not able to make the 20. So he was
Ah,
asking whether the 5 credits that will be given, it will be topped up it will be added to the
no, you
17.
have at least because the first year they give a bonus of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you need 20 in order for you to be able for them to be able to give you the 5.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
when you
yeah.
make 15 that they're going to give you the 5. It's
No,
rather
no,
when you make.
no, no, no. You need at because for you to be able to renew scholarship for your second year, you need at least 25 credits. So if you have 17 and they give you 5, they still don't add up to 25.
Okay.
Yeah. So 25 is what is needed for you to renew scholarship for your second year. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have at least 20, then they'll be able to give you the 5, which will add up to 25.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you have less than 20, then it's
Then they'll
yeah.
not be able to
They will
renew
not be able to,
you to
yeah, you will
renew
not
the
be able to.
scholarship.
And then for the second year, for those doing bachelors is usually 70. So they
Okay.
need you to at least have 80 credits to renew the scholarship for the second year. But if you have 70, they usually increase for the second year, so they give you a bonus of 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah, but if remember, if you collect the bonus in the first year, they will not give you the bonus in the second year. So once you
Wow.
collect it in the first year, that's it is done. But if you did not collect it in your first year and you probably have 70 credits for your second year, then they will give you the 10
10.
and you add
Woo!
up to 80, yeah, and you're
Yeah.
able to renew your scholarship.
Scholarship. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
for the first year, they give a bonus of 5. For the second year, they give a bonus of
Of
10.
10.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys need to take note of that. Those
Yeah.
coming on that will be studying on the regional scholarships. These are things that you actually need to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
that these are things that you need to know, which are very, very important. So
Oh, they are.
lastly, yeah, well, lastly, what are some of the schools that they don't have to pay application fees, like maybe free application fees?
Free applications, yeah. I have seen like Camerino they don't, Macerata they don't, Casino too, I think they do not have application fee.
Application fee.
Messina as well.
Yeah. I think
Messina,
Sapienza, or now Sapienza,
yeah, I think Sapienza too they
Sapienza,
don't. I
yeah,
think I had
Sapienza.
students say they are paying for pre-enrollment. That's like €10, but that's not
Okay,
much. Yeah,
okay,
Sapienza too they do not have. University of Torino before they never had applications, but now they do. So some
okay,
universities before they never had, but now they do. It's
okay.
like students can check through University Italy and see.
See, okay, okay.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
also with those that want to kind of like bring in their family, I believe it's best for you to, check the system. Sometimes you're coming to study, you also have to look whether you be able to study
Yeah,
and
yeah,
concentrate
yeah,
on
yeah,
raising a
yeah.
family.
It's for me, I wouldn't even advise anybody to come with the family at the beginning because, man, before you settle down, can you imagine having a whole family and you're all struggling to look for accommodation?
Hmm.
Like, at least come for one whole year, try and study the place before you're able to bring a family or even a family member because like it's not easy just coming to a country and you're able to settle down. It's really not easy. Like being in Europe is not a child's play. You really need to prepare yourself. They are like, as much as Africa has its challenges, here too they have their own challenges, and some things can really break you. So you have to be strong-willed. You have to prepare yourself and know that there will be challenges. I'm not lying. There will be challenges at the beginning. You will face and experience them, so you have to prepare yourself in your mind for those things. So
Yeah,
yeah, before you bring your family and just come and see the place really, even if you see whether it's a place you want to raise your family or like live with your family before you can make that final decision.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay. So those are some of the questions that we received for this Q&A session. So
yeah.
those are the answers that we could give. If you guys have any other question, you can always leave it in the
Mm,
comments, and then when we
the
have time,
comment,
Tess
yeah,
and I will come on and then answer those questions. But then for this
yeah,
video, that is it. That's a wrap,
yeah.
and we're done. Thank
I'm
you so
sure
much
there'll
for
be
coming
more
on.
questions that will come up, but we can always
Yeah,
do, yeah, we can
yeah,
always do another session.
session. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Thank you so much for having
guys,
me again.
thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to leave, as
Yeah,
always, I'm going to leave Tess details on the screen,
yeah,
on the video, and then I'm also going to leave it in the video description. So,
yeah.
guys, do follow her and reach out to her when you need assistance on anything at all. Okay.
That's true.
If you
Yeah,
have questions as well about life in Germany and maybe you want to move to Germany and all of that, you can also reach out to Tess on that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
okay. Okay. So,
All right,
thank you for
guys.
coming
I wish
on.
you all the very best. Those who are trying to apply, those who already have their admissions. I wish
Questions,
you all the
yeah.
very
Very,
best.
very
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll see you
So,
guys in the next one.
okay. Ciao a tutti.
Bye. Bye
Bye.
bye. Yeah.